My name is Justin Sherman. I have high-functioning autism. The thing I like most is getting the opportunity to speak. Without this program, I wouldn't have anyone to talk to because no one else seems to care in this world.
I know that I was very much alone when I was dealing with my young person. And I know you parents out there feel very much alone when your kid comes home and has no friends and goes to bed crying and doesn't want to go to school tomorrow.
So he often came home in tears, was picked on, sort of bullied, and it was a real struggle to try to get people to understand how a child who was very verbal and seemed so bright would be so left out of the mix.
And what I see is a bright, intelligent young man. He's very good at math, he's extremely musical, he loves video games, and he would like to have friends.
Sometimes when you say to a kid in your class, take a seat, and the kid picks up the chair and walks out the door, it isn't because he's a troublemaker, and it isn't because he's trying to rile up the class and get a laugh. It's because he's a literal thinker. He's thinking differently. That's not a bad thing, but that's something that needs to be understood.
I've known the founder, Catherine Hogan, for over 10 years. I respect her integrity and her vision. I serve on the board of directors for Inclusion Teaming because this program is desperately needed.
We want young people who are socially challenged and young people who are socially integrated to be able to think, work, and live with each other.
I think the best part of this program is that the kids have a chance to practice with typical peers in a safe environment.
I think the socially integrated peer learns the skill they need to engage people who maybe are not as well socially integrated, have some challenges.
So coming from a typical student standpoint, when I meet someone now, I'm not quick to judge, I'm not quick to dismiss, and I'm trying to pick up on how is this person trying to communicate with me? How can I help this person try to communicate with me?
Kids have an opportunity to express what's on their minds without having to worry about getting bullied for it.
I loved a story about a young man who was a participant in one of the early programs who was able to notice someone in the college dorm who was sort of on the fringes and to bring him into the social life of the dorm. And he knew how to do that because of the program.
My name is Brendan Wendt. I was diagnosed at the age of 4 years old with a high-functioning autism spectrum disorder. I have developed an increased ability to both express myself to neurotypical people and understand their responses. This is one of the most important and effective ways to combat bullying, which I remember myself facing when I was in school, and which I know most people with any autism spectrum disorder have to face.
I was really very impressed with the young men who came and spoke before us. It seems like it ought to be something that we look at as a model that has a lot of promise.
Absolutely.